Hey everybody, it's day 5 of Bookmas. Hey everybody, my name is Sophie, the Bookish Floor. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. And you don't know this, but I just had to refilm the first part because between the light glaring at my blue light lenses and the twinkling lights sparkling all over, this was not working. So let's start again. Today I'm gonna talk to you guys about the book that I read, which is a children's book. However, I think it's a great book for everybody because it's not a holiday book and it's not a Christmas book. It's another winter solstice book. I know it's the second book that I talked to you guys about winter, but I think I'm gonna have about maybe two more books that is just about winter solstice. And I think it is important not just only to include like Christmas or holiday related books, but also for those people who do not celebrate either Christmas or a holiday in particular that are just celebrating the changing of the seasons, which is good enough for us to celebrate the fact that time is passing, that we are here celebrating that seasons changing brings a new hope and new life and a different kind of life coming into the world. I think it is important for us to celebrate that. And winter solstice is a great um, place to start to read about. And I think this is a great book. And I'm really excited to talk to you guys about it. So here it is. I think it's called the longest darkest night, but it's gonna be right here. You know, I'm very bad with titles. At least this month, I don't know if it's the fact that it's Bookmas that I'm reading a lot of books. And I just come off of November, which I also read a lot of books. I'm kind of in a roll, and I don't want to stop. And I have a lot of books on my mind right now, and yeah, it's kind of hard for me to keep track. And I'm forgetting the titles very easily, although I'm remembering some of the stories, not all of them, because two books I haven't liked that much, and the story isn't sticking in my head. But the titles I'm forgetting. So here's gonna be um and there's gonna be the title. But I do wanna talk to you guys about the author. So the author is a man from Seattle, and he has a website. The name is also gonna be right here. You can go and visit his website. I believe he is self-published or indie published, and he does like speaking engagements and all that. And he has another like other children publications, and he's actually an audio engineer, and I listened to the book as an audio book. And at the beginning I was thinking like, this is interesting, and some voices I knew they were like sound effects, and honestly a couple of voices I was like, I can tell that these are like uh they someone was playing, not playing because that's not correct word, because he's an audio engineer, like someone like was mixing audio when they were doing the audiobook. Obviously they were changing something in the voices. But then when I went back and did little bit of research, which I generally don't do, but something about this made me want to do a little bit of research. And also at the end of the audiobook, it explained who it is and all that, and the fact that you can contact him and all that. And so I went and did my research, check out his website, and it says that he is an audio engineer. So I thought that was kind of cool, and that he is working on that, and he is involved in the audiobooks. And there's like a whole cast, and he mentions the whole cast for the audiobook. And then the person who does the illustration is also like a friend of his, and it's a person from the Pacific Northwest also. So I think there's like this small community of indie writers and illustrators and like sound engineers working on this book. So I think it's really um, important for them and for you guys to listen to these stories and support like the local writing creative community over there. So if you guys are interesting, or if you guys are interested, there's the book. You can find that information online, and yeah, go ahead and check that out. So let me tell you what the story is about. It's a really quick story about nocturnal animals in the forest, and about what's gonna happen during winter solstice, during a lunar eclipse, and how the animals experience the changing of um, the winter solstice, like going for through the fall, from fall to winter, and how the longest night is, how they experience the longest night, and then when the eclipse, the lunar eclipse happened. And there you have like, if you listen to the audiobook, you're gonna listen to the sound effects. Like I said, you listen to all the animals, and then like you listen to the tree talking, and you listen to different characters. Some of them, like I said, the voice is a little like, you can tell that there was like certain effects that they wanted to do with the voices. um it reminded me a little bit like the trees from Lord of the Rings, um like Treebeard and all of that. So a little bit more engineered, but yeah, it was fun listening to it. I think that if you're listening with your kiddos and you want to teach them about winter solstice and lunar eclipse and all that, obviously these are educational stories. That is the whole point, for them to learn about winter solstice, for them to learn about lunar eclipse, for them to learn about different animals. So it's a whole experience. So I think it's also a fun thing to listen to with kiddos, and to reflect on, and to learn about during this time of year, now that they're gonna be going on break. Or if you have nieces and nephews and you want to do an activity with them, for those little ones in your life. Not everybody has kiddos, but everybody has kids in their community, and if you like spending time with some kids, this might be a fun option for you. If not, that's okay. That's fine. But if you do find yourself spending time with kiddos at some point or another during this holiday season, maybe this is a cool activity that you can do. Listen maybe to the book and do drawings or do an activity or something. I don't know, something fun, especially during Christmas, uh, either Eve or Christmas Day, when they're a little bored or they don't know what to do before the presents or something like that. Maybe listening to this quick audiobook and doing an activity before dinner or something like that. That would be fun. So this is a very short review, a very short book, but this was a delightful book. In this case, I told you yesterday that I don't necessarily do research on my books before or after, because they do tend to influence what you think about the book. I just kind of like to go straight into the book and give you my opinions. And I'm gonna be honest, when I was listening to the audiobook, I was really liking the story. The audio, I love narrations when they have a whole cast. I love it. The sound of the trees and all that, they take me out a little bit. But then when I heard the story, I thought it was so charming. I thought there's a whole story behind it, and there's a reason why it's like that, why the audio is like that. And it, again, it has a charm to it. So if I know, me telling you this story, it is gonna be a little biased when you now go and listen to it, but I think it's worth it. I think sometimes we need context when we listen to things, instead of just judging things like this is good, this is bad, this is how it is. And yes, if we can go kind of cold, I don't, it's not cold turkey, but coldly going to things and judge them. But everything has context, everything has a reason for being the way that it is. um and maybe this is me talking to my past self, me from yesterday, talking about a book. But the truth is that every piece of art has context from the artist, why they do why certain things, why they make certain choices. And this was just so charming that I had to come and talk about it. And yeah, mm, I just wanted to share it with you guys. So if you feel inclined to check that out and share it, go ahead and do so. Do again, if you want to go ahead and do your research, I I went ahead and did that, and yeah, I thought it was a cute story, and yeah, I think that's it. This is gonna be my shortest probably review, but yeah, that's gonna be it. The Isn't it kind of ironic, the longest darkest night, and this is gonna be like my shortest review. But let's go ahead and check out my bingo and see what I can mark, because this is about animals. I think I'm gonna mark my reindeer, um and I think maybe that would be it. Yeah, I think that's it for my bingo card. And then let's see. Read a book that takes place read a book that takes place in one day. I think that's it. That's gonna be it, because it takes place over one night, the darkest, longest night. So, although I know it says day, but you know what I mean. Over one short period of time. It's not days, it's not months, it's just one, less than a day. So I'm gonna mark that one. And I don't think I'm gonna mark anything from the extras. Nonfiction book that has Christmas recipe, no read book with a movie, no. Could be nonfiction, but not really, because it's about the animals. So that is it. Remember that you can get the bingo and the prompts over at Bookmas underscore challenge, and you can also go ahead and check all the information on my Bookmas over at my Instagram at the Bookish Floor. Remember that you have all the information on the ways that you can support my channel over in the description. And go ahead and comment if you have read any other winter solstice books that you want to recommend. Put them right there on the comments below. If you don't know what to comment, why don't you comment any woodland animal? That would be great right there on the description. Thank you so much for joining me. Remember to like, subscribe, hit that bell. Remember to keep reading and keep blooming, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.